All right, guys, 34 months ago, I lost a brand new Tankito 30. It was about $1,600, had a brand new GoPro 4 Black Edition strapped to the front of it. And at that time, I decided losing stuff, I don't like it. I got to figure something out. At that time, this was the most popular thing out there. It's a GPS tracker. It's kind of big, clunky, it's kind of heavy. And it's actually kind of expensive too. And the reason is because inside of here you had to have a SIM chip in order to get it to work. They don't tell you that on the advertisement on eBay, but that's how it played out. I got it working and I was pretty happy with it. I just didn't like how heavy and clunky it was because you got to Velcro it to the top of your model and it just doesn't work so well. It worked, but recently I saw some guys on one of the forums talking about something new. It was about 3 months ago. I bought one of these tBeacons. Went to their website. I checked it out. The website's a little bit cryptic. This is the new one. This is the Amber Edition. A lot of pluses, advantages to this one over the green one. But inside of the bag, if I can find it here, it's so small. You get this. It's a tBeacon, and you get a little piece of shrink wrap. Yeah, a little bit of assembly required here. This is not an unboxing. A lot of guys have done that. You get a battery. I'm going to connect that and show you what to look out for there. And you get a big mass of multicolor spaghetti. I'm going to show you how to use all this stuff. This whole video is not about unboxing. It's about how to get this darn thing working quickly. And you don't have to waste 2 days like I did trying to get it to work with a vector flight controller. So let me put this thing together and show you the first trap that you can fall into if you're not careful. All right, guys, this is what it looks like. This is the first tip. It's not documented very well. It is marked on the newer circuit boards, but please watch your polarity. There is no polarity protection on this circuit board. So if you reverse these, you've just fried a $59 tBeacon. Just remember, ground goes closest to this edge. Solder them both in place, put your shrink wrap on there, and it will look just like that. Pretty neat little package, protected from the weather. Not going anywhere. All right, once you've got that, now you need a way to make your tBeacon receive your GPS coordinates from your flight controller. Inside of the instructions on the site, it shows that you can make your tBeacon connect somehow magically to the GPS module itself. I messed with that for an entire day, never did get that working. But what I did notice is that I want these two to connect. These are the same two plugs on the Vector flight controller. You have the bus plug, which connects to the GPS. And then there's an identical plug on this side, same bus cable, everything, and it's marked UART. Same cable. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take one of these, I'm just going to cut it right there, and this is what you're going to end up with. Once you've got it here, you're going to need your red one, your black one, and your orange one. You can get rid of that yellow. We're not going to be using that. Okay, so that's going to answer the mail for connecting to the UART port. Now we need to connect it to the tBeacon, and that's easy enough. Inside of your kit, you get two of these. One of them is to communicate and program the tBeacon. I didn't find it necessary, but keep that one handy. You might be able to use it later. On this one, it's got identical. You won't need that entire length. Find out how long you need it and cut it. So I need one right about there. Take my snips, snip it, and throw the rest of that junk away. You're left with this cable. You're only going to need 3 of these wires as well. Black one, red one, and the green one. Get rid of the blue one, get rid of the yellow one. And then connect them. Let me go ahead and do that, and we'll take a look. All right, we get through cutting all the wires, removing all the extras. Again, you have 3 wires coming out of your tBeacon, your black, red, and your green, and it looks exactly like that. Plugs right in perfectly. Coming out of your vector, again, you got 3 wires, black, red, and orange. Looks exactly like that. Now you're going to connect all these wires. Obviously, black to black, red to red, and then the only one left over, you're going to connect that orange wire to the green one. When you get done, you're going to end up with a little jumper cable that looks just like this. Maybe different length, but that's what it looks like. Slide it in. And now you have successfully connected these 2 devices. Unfortunately, that's not the end of it. Again, it's not well documented, but you now have to tell the Vector to activate the UART port to start sending telemetry data to talk to the tBeacon. Easy. took me a whole day to figure this one out, but let me show you how to do it. All right, I don't know why, but EagleTree decided to hide the UART configuration option. So it's not going to be inside of the software that you use to configure the vector. Instead, you got to go to the stick menu. So here is the option. Looking through my ground station, go ahead and click your mode button twice, and that'll give you your in-flight menu. And then down at the bottom, I'm going to hit the up arrow and go up to Eagle Eyes and Telemetry. Hit the right switch, and that will take you to the next station setup. Again, the very bottom item is configure the UART port 4. Now, by default, this comes by configured for Tyrannus. Use your arrow button or your stick button to change that to Open Telem. At that point, back out, touch your throttle menu, and that'll put you back into your main menu. You're done. Your UART is now talking to your tBeacon. All right, everything's plugged in, and you can bury this as deeply in the model as you want. I got it sitting right here on top so I can show you what some of the lights mean when you plug it in. When you plug it in, and I'm going to go ahead and activate the model here, I have my alerter turned off so it doesn't deafen us. First thing you notice is it comes up, we get a light check, and you notice the yellow light comes on, tells you you're charging your little 50 milliamp battery, and it will do that until it's fully charged. It self-regulates. The other thing over on the left, you'll notice we get a green light blinking. So we just got a GPS lock through the window of my shop. And then occasionally you'll see the red light on the right blink, and that tells you it's receiving good telemetry data. All right, so this thing now knows where he is. He's ready for the big crash. All right, we got a crash. Power gets removed from the model because the battery flies off. Everything is a disaster, right? Notice that right away our green light is still blinking. Even if this thing crashes so violently that it tears away the plug and the tBeacon is lying in the deep grass somewhere near your wreckage, you notice he's still blinking and he's listening for something. He's waiting for you to call him so you can tell him how to get to him, tell him his exact coordinates. Well, how does that work? Well, let me move all the stuff out of the way and I'll show you. All right, you are going to need a UHF radio, but before you panic, this is $29 on eBay. This is a very popular Baofeng, and then model number is UV5R. There's one that's even cheaper. I think it's the 3R. You only need one radio because you're only going to be talking to this guy. How do you do it? Well, let's take a look here. This radio comes pre-configured on 433.075. Already, you don't have to do anything to it. That's what the frequency he operates on. So all you need to do is dial up 433.075 and you're ready to talk to this guy. Now here's some more undocumented stuff. If you follow the Baofeng instructions, you have to send out what's called a tone, 1750 hertz tone on this frequency. Sounds complex. And it's even more complex when you try to interpret the Chinglish that comes with this radio, because it tells you you can do it by pushing your transmit button and then pushing the band button. And indeed, you do generate a tone, but it's the wrong one. The undocumented part is it's not the band button you need to push, it's the AB button. So push your transmit button, push your AB. That's 1750 hertz, and he will then activate your transmitter, who gives you a SOS, tell you some tones that he's alive, and then, this is a good part, guys, he starts reading his exact coordinates. Okay, I'm going to turn that down so you don't know exactly where I am. But the point is, he'll read his lat long 3 different times to you. You can write it down, or let me turn him off. He'll continue to do that. So you push down and you hold it for 5 seconds, and then that will completely shut down your tBeacon. You take the coordinates he reads to you, and you get an iPhone or an Android or one of your phones, and you get a program called iAim. Install iAim. It allows you to punch in the coordinates, and then he will tell you the exact direction he is from it and how far. Anyway, that's how it works, guys. Very simple, very powerful. $59, just a few grams. Very, very cheap insurance to make sure that you don't lose a model. All right, let's talk a little bit about the programming. I did not have to modify any of the stock settings, but everything about this can be changed. You can have it transmit your call sign if you have a ham call sign, or you can have it transmit any call sign you like. You can change the frequency that it operates on. You can change the tone frequency. So if you don't happen to have a ham radio, but you have an FRS radio, you can use this radio to activate this. And you won't have to buy one of these ham radios. Anything inside of here, all the frequency, the accuracy, all that stuff can be changed simply by using the port. How do you do it? Well, you're going to need a UART adapter. These are $4 off of eBay. I will tell you, if you have an older one like I did, that I bought before Windows 10, it probably won't work. So I bought a new one, and it worked like a champ. This is the wire, extra wire that comes with your tBeacon. Just plug it in, black to black, red to red, and then the next two are a little bit of a mystery. One is transmit, and one is receive. This plug is not marked, but that's okay. Simply take it, plug it in, and then start up the configuration program that you can download from the tBeacon site, and it'll tell you to plug this in. As soon as you plug it in, if it does not detect the tBeacon, switch the green or the yellow and the green wire, just swap them back and forth, and then try it again. One of the two will be right, because transmit has to be hooked up to receive, and receive has to be hooked up to transmit, so this thing can communicate. Very cool device, 59 bucks. I think this is probably the last one I'll be buying, and I will never again lose another 10 keto. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.